Right, watcher, and welcome back to the Zeusdaz and Unemulated Retro Game Channel. I go by the name of Zeus, and I'm taking part in a Tubers High Score Challenge this time, and a stroke Let's Play. And that's the Graveyard, the Nightmare table of Pinball Dreams on the Amiga. Fantastic game back in the day, but back then I even knew when I mastered this table. It is flawed with robbery and frustration, and it is designed for you to lose the ball quite easily, and anybody that's played this table, I guarantee you, has felt frustration. I've scored many high scores over the past. There's one of my tops, it's nearly 300 million. I've also had an unofficial 400 odd million. That's because I've managed to get the ball in the left hand side there where there's a spin thing, and it adds the high score. And I remember getting 30 million at one point, and it added the 296 million to it and something else. And suddenly I stormed my highest score, and it's like, well, does that really count? Did I really earn that? I haven't really earned that 296 million that I did before. So, you know, you can score so high on this if you know how. And I've watched a few runs of this at Tubers High School Challenge, and I have had a few smirks, because I can imagine, I can literally pinpoint the points where everyone's got frustrated. I could almost tell where the ball's going to go and what it's going to do. And even as a special little bit at the end of this video, I'll show you exactly where the game is flawed. I might even dissect the game and do a special video on this if there's enough requests for it, where I can actually literally rip apart this table and show you every trick there is. But I can score heavy on this. There's easy ways of doing it, there's shortcuts of doing it, but we're going to go for it anyway. So first thing we got to do is press F1 to start the game, and we get 3 balls. I'm playing this with the original Amiga, and yeah, it's a table. It's all about controlling that ball. Yeah, and just using your flippers carefully, but there's so many flaws to this table, and it is an absolute rip-off of the Terminator 2 arcade machine, pinball machine, a real arcade pinball machine. See, this is, you can get 50, if you get the ball in here 5 times in a row without failing, you can get a 50 million bonus, and we're going to go for that, and we've missed it. So there is ways of doing it. The game can add silly scores to the score you already have, so you can get that in the middle there. So there's never a right or wrong way to play this, because the game robs you a lot. It really does screw you. And as you can see, the middle bit of that, where the middle of that screen is, those 3 white circles that you light up, that is angled purposely at 45 degrees. So when you release the ball, a lot of the times it will just thunder straight down the center of the between the flippers, and you'll lose the ball. And I'll show you a perfect example of that after this video. So, you know, ball enabled, and we'll just grab a few points here. The tilt is absolutely useless on this table. Maybe once in 100 you'll be able to use it, but the slopes underneath the flippers are so steep that if you use it, if you lose the ball and you hit the flipper, the tilt, it will just jump over that bit in the middle, the little dot between the flippers, and just go down the hole anyway. The tilt is useless. Right, with the shoot ball, we've locked that ball nicely. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go for that 50 million jackpot. So here we go. It's not easy, you've got to be precise. 50 million, thank you very much, just like that. Now, if you're good enough and precise enough, you could just keep doing that. You could literally get 400 million. That means 8 super jackpots. Light up the graveyard, which isn't easy. Double your points to 800 million. So, you know, there's never a correct and an incorrect way of scoring on it. Here we go again, a possibility of another 50 million if I want it, which I didn't. So, and then if you miss the ball once, it's back to square zero. You know, you don't get a second chance. You've got to do it all again, 5 hits in a row. But let's start scoring some points around the table now. Have some of that. But yeah, I mastered this table back in the day. I've had plenty of scores over 200 million, and that's just literally playing the whole table. So here we go again. A million. Will I get it this time? I don't know. Should we try it? No, we don't. So that's 100 million that I've missed out on there. See? You can do it, but it still takes skill because you've got to get that ball exactly in that little hole 5 times. And it really isn't easy. But you know, when I was a teenager playing this every Saturday night with my mate, for hours on end you learn tricks of the trade. And it's part of the game. As I said, this table really does screw you out of your bloody balls. Right, try it this time. Another 50 million. Boom! Thank you very much. 50 million just like that. So we're on 130 odd million now already. It's easy when you know how, boys. Easy when you know how. You can just keep doing that if you're precise. Like that, see? Ball lock enabled. But there's areas where I know I will lose the ball the moment I trap it. And this bit is designed for you just to lose the ball a lot of the times. It will hit the middles of those 3 white circles and thunder. Those circles and thunder straight down between the middle of your flippers. It's a real bitch. And we remember this game with fondness back in the day. But when you go back to it now, you know. Oh, see, that's about 150, 200 million I've missed there. Looking back at it, I can see so many flaws in this table. It's just designed for you to lose, really. So that's either going to go up the slope. You can just control the ball. Pick it up. See, if you like the graveyard, you could score high and then like graveyard and double your points. And you've got to ask yourself, well, do I deserve that doubling my points? I haven't earned it. See, I knew it was going to bounce in the middle there. Don't be afraid to not move your flippers. Because usually when you move your flippers, you bounce the ball down into the pit and you lose. Right, we can do that. Right, I couldn't get enough momentum this time. We are going to get the witching arrow in a second. I'm confident we can do that. So yeah, if you look at the real pinball machine of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, this is what it's ripped off of. Oh, there we go. I just missed the super jackpot. That's about 250 million points I could have got there if I hit the last ball right. So you can score endlessly, but you've got to be precise. If you miss one of them, it's back to square zero and you risk losing the ball. So let's go for the that's dangerous too, and no, that's right, yeah. As I said, the tilt is useless. I was about to reach for that. But yeah, I might do a video just to show you exactly where. Now this is either going to go. Yeah, it's tricky, that one. If there's another quest, I'll do a video where I can show you exactly where all the faults were. I did see some of the runs, as I said, on Tuber's High School Challenge, and I did chuckle quite a few times because I knew at those particular moments of watching some of those videos, I could imagine a player losing their hair because it's a fucking frustrating table. It really is. That's another super jackpot missed. But we're going to try and score. Oh, there we go. First spot. There's no point using tilt. Waste of time. Yeah, it's an utterly useless mechanism that is the tilt on this table. Nice. Okay, let's stop. There, it's a tricky. Got to be precise. Careful. Let's try and get that the witching hour lit up. Control it. There we go. Hold it. Up you go. Nope. Boy, am I rusty. So this was picked by Amiga Old School Adam. So yes, nice pick, mate. But the errors, I never really got into the Stones and Bones table on the sequel to this, but I think a lot of the errors were corrected. What's on here? You don't see the errors that much when you're back in the day, but when you go back to this table so many years later and have played it and mastered it, got through every trick there is, you know where the weaknesses are. You sometimes know where the ball is going to go. You just know it. Here we go. And this is usually what happens. You the music changes, the countdown clock's ticking, and now I'm wasting time. This is what, see, sometimes when you do that, you hit it in there, you get the high score added to your score, which basically isn't really fair, because you're not really earning it. But it counts as part of the game. So yeah, you can see the countdown timer. I haven't gone round one of the rails once, and you get 5 million every time you do it. So 165 million. We'll try and get to 200,000 if I can, but this was a very last minute thing. 170 million. Yes, and those bouncers on just above the flippers on each side, the ball, when the ball hits them, they bounce left, right, left, right, left, right really fast, and more often than not you will lose that ball down left or right. Very unfair. Right. Like that. If it does that, a lot of times you can lose it. No, I knew it. As soon as I knew exactly what was going to happen there. The way the ball was positioned, I knew it was either going to go up the slope or hit that knuckle and fly down. And that does that every time if it hits it at that precise part. Something you wouldn't know unless you played it a hell of a lot. But, oh, there we go, it's careless. There you go. Well, it was a quick run. THSC 170,446,913. So not my highest score by all means. In fact, that 296 run there, 296 million, I think it was 130 million, and then I lit up the graveyard and doubled it. So I think I got two super jackpots during that one. But yeah, the music alone is fantastic. I just love the music in this. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant table. And of course, for other examples, Pinball Fantasies, Pinball Illusions. You know, there's other Slam Tilt, of course, but that's the AGA. But as a little bonus, I'm just going to show you a quick few seconds of what can happen to you if the ball, when you release the ball, and it's a con, and it's very, very frustrating. It's a robbery, it's a flaw, but it's a perfect example of what I'm saying. So check this out. Right, this is one of my earlier attempts. Now I've locked the ball, did that deliberately, and this is what I'm saying, this 45-degree angle. Watch this, boom! You can't do anything about that, nothing. And to back that up, we do it again. So I'm glad I recorded it. There we go, boom! Exactly, see, it's the same thing. It's a very, very frustrating table. It's a great game, and it has fantastic music, but it does have flaws. But at that time, back then, this was way above anything else. Up until this point, I was playing Pinball Wizard, which has a Tangerine Dream sample tune in it. That's on the Amiga as well. That was what I was playing. And this came out and blew everything out of the water. So it is a fantastic game. It is a fantastic table, great music. But as I said, it has so many frustrating flaws. It is designed for you to lose that ball quickly. So I don't believe there's anyone out there that's played this and doesn't get frustrated. It really is a frustrating game. But anyway, there you go. That's a Let's Play. I'll dissect the game even better if I get enough requests, and I'll show you a lot more tricks to this ball and what to watch out for to get those high scores. And I shall end this in the Tubers High School Challenge. Alright, until next time, thanks so much for joining me for this Let's Play / Tubers High School Challenge score. Until next time, Zeus out. 170 million plus. Not very good for my standards.